Can you believe it, folks? This diecast actually got canceled. Here is Brad KESELOWSKI's 2020 Alliance Truck Parts Ford Mustang. Howdy, folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, and holy cow, we got ourselves a canceled, a DNP Brad KESELOWSKI diecast. And I tell you what, man, this is one cool hot rod. So, first thing that gets to me, look at the packaging here, guys. If you would have had this style packaging in 2019, I would have flew the coop. I would have said this is freaking great. But look at the 2020 packaging. So much better. I love how they incorporate the colors of the race car, and sometimes even the paint schemes as well. We've seen with the PPG car how it has kind of that paint rainbow effect. We've seen with another paint scheme as well, the Sunny D car. We've seen with the Sunny D car, it also has kind of that like polka dot pattern around. But I tell you what though, one thing that does catch my eye though is this magnet piece. Look at the font on it. You know, every other Penske one, it has the generic Penske font that says Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano. Nope, we got a unique-esque Brad KESELOWSKI font. Now, I don't see any trademarks. I don't think this is his, like, official font or whatever. But anyways, this is a really cool diecast. If you want to see reviews on any of these cars, including that Ty Dillon diecast right there, of course, you know, just check it out down below in the description. Got plenty of links right there for all the diecast in Wave 6 2020. You can check them out right here on Diecastbuffet. Before we get the car right out of the box, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get this diecast review underway. Alrighty, folks, brand new out of that good old package. And Wave 6 Brad KESELOWSKI DNP is right here in the studio. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well for all of the NASCAR Authentics diecasts and, of course, all the Gold Series releases. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up later this month. A lot of brand new Kevin Harvick diecasts, some beautiful pieces, and maybe even a Jimmy Johnson. Stay tuned for that. So anyway, so we've got this diecast right here, and you know, this car might be on track at the Daytona night race. November 21st for the NASCAR Dornest Cup Series. This thing feels pretty lightweight. This car actually could win that freaking race, to be honest with you. I don't generally feel a lightweight diecast too often. This one feels pretty light, so this car could win that. And you might be thinking, what the heck is a NASCAR Dornest Cup Series? Unscripted diecast racing. Push the cars around the track, wherever the car lands, we take it off, we set it to the side, we push another car. And wherever that car lands, if its nose gets to the tail of the other car, it passes it. It's unscripted diecast racing. Cars fly off the track, paint chips, and crash and bash. It's all good fun, guys. So anyways, so you got Alliance Truck Parts right here on the hood of this machine. You got a slightly skewed pencil logo. And a lot of people are very critical of this paint scheme. And I will agree. I'll agree. When I seen this paint scheme in the Authentics line, I was like, you know, they could have put 1,000 different paint schemes in here. There's so many DNPs. They could have put a raced version from 2019. Heck, they could have done his New Hampshire race to win or some crap. You know what I'm saying? They could have done anything. But here's my thing. I didn't get the 2019 one, the Alliance Truck Parts Ford Mustang, but they made it on the 2020 mold, which is the same as 2019, but I didn't get it last year, so it kind of made sense for me to get this diecast. But I will say, to the average consumer, this really isn't the right diecast for a lot of people, because let's be honest, if you're an avid collector of the NASCAR Authentics line, you already have Alliance Truck Parts Ford Mustang. I will say though, the front windshield, the rivet is not snug to the top piece right here, so this thing's a little bit loosey-goosey, so it's quite interesting there. Makes a little bit of a noise, but you got Ford Mustang right here. No Team Penske logo there. Clearly some decal overlapping right here. They kind of touched up. You could tell there's some overlapping there, unfortunately, as well on this side. But of course, yellow, a very transparent color. Any overlapping is so noticeable with bright contrast and saturation colors. So you got, of course, Lincoln Welders right there. You got Sunoco. The splitter, though. Whoo, that looks great. You know, I've been so critical of the Penske scallops, but I will say, though, even though they made this paint scheme, like the actual paint scheme years ago, and they run it every year, I will say it actually looks great on a Ford Mustang. Just the way that the ducktail works, you got your little front scoop here. It just looks pretty good. It looks pretty aggressive. Also, you got the number 2 there. You go over to the left side of this diecast. You know, when I say number 2, I'm not talking about Johnny on the spot dropping a deuce. We're talking about the Blue Deuce, or, well, it used to be the Blue Deuce. I tell you what, Miller Lite needs to come back for 2021. And I tell you what, though, that would be so cool if Miller Lite came back and said, you know what, we're going to run half the races again. I would freaking love that, and I think a lot of people would too. So this is the Penske font I was talking about. You see that, the Brad Keselowski right there? That's what I was talking about when I said there was a Penske font that they use for all their magnets. Well, I guess they just decided to do something different. Which, you know, I don't blame them. You know, you can kind of see it in here, how it says Brad Keselowski, just in a bold, I would say a generic racing style font. But this one has like a almost like a signature cursive style font. I think it's cool they're doing something different, but I will say I like the Penske font better. It's just, I like racing fonts. So you got Ford right there. I have to zoom in even more than this. Holy moly. I think that's Pertec, something there. I don't know what that is. PPG Mazak. Dent Wizard gets the safety clean right there. You got Auto Trader, Alliance Truck Parts, American Ethanol, Snap-on. A little bit of a decal oopsie right there. You got Wabash Discount Tire, and check this out. I like the side skirt yellow. Looks pretty good, honestly. Like, to be 100% honest with you, the paint scheme's actually really nice. I just wish they wouldn't, like, I don't have a problem with them making this diecast. I just think for the Authentics line and choosing a DMP, this was a poor choice, because they could have put any other paint scheme. I mean, they could have put a Stenhouse. Could you imagine if they would have put a 2020 primary Stenhouse, or a 2020 primary Ryan Preece, or maybe a Darlington car? Believe it or not, we haven't had a single Darlington throwback released this year. Yeah, that's crazy. Of course, you got NASCAR race car, NASCAR Cup Series. Got Goodyear there. Of course, you got some decal, I would say, shredding around the rim, which is quite normal for custom building. Notice there's a little pimple there, unfortunately. You go over here to the caboose of this diecast, and you can see how the spoiler is not exactly a perfect cut. You can see a little bit of oopsie on the right side there, which, you know, it does happen. I will say, though, painting the spoilers on these diecast in the custom form, it's not easy. It really is not easy, so I'll cut them a little bit of some slack there, even though they're a multi-million-dollar company. Of course, you have heavy-duty truck parts, Alliant truck parts once again, and the yellow line here. I will say, though, even though this doesn't line up, I'm gonna give them a pass here as well, and here's why. They got this side lined up. Here's my thinking. If you're gonna put a stripe on the back end of the car, you have to line up at least one of the sides, right? Because if they would have just put it here, and this one was wonky jaw, and this one was screwed up, well then guess what? You got two idiots there. You ain't got nothing going for you. So at least they got one of them right. You got the yellow number 2 there, Ford license plate. Go over here to the right side of this Ford Mustang. We'll zoom in a little bit here, or zoom out rather. Got over here on the right side though. This is a really cool diecast, honestly. And to tell you the truth, this is the first Alliance Truck Parts car. I remember back in 2018, I went to a Target, right? And I was like, I was diecast hunting, because that was before I got my NASCAR Authentics early. And I was diecast hunting, and they had the Alliance Truck Parts Ford. I didn't pick it up because I didn't like the paint scheme too much. Of course, on the Ford Fusion with the short spoiler, it doesn't look as attractive. Sure, it races better. But I will say, the Mustang mold is fabulous. I love this. Just a simple number 2, and I hope to God they never change that font, because that thing is iconic, man. Also, the back window is pretty loose. So that tells me the rivets are probably not thick. That's probably why this car feels so freaking lightweight. Like, generally, I don't feel a car this lightweight. We're just going to get to the deck lid, and you got the Worth paint scheme, which, even though they made that car in 2019 and they canceled the 2020 Gold Series edition of the Worth paint scheme, I would still love to see that return in the Authentics line, because that is one of my favorite paint schemes of all time. Of course, go over to the magnet here. You got the Brad Keselowski, I don't know what you would call this, cursive, fancy, intellectual writing, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Hope to see y'all in the next NASCAR Diecast review. Of course, plenty of content coming up here later in November. Plenty of new Gold Series releases. And also stay tuned for November 21st, NASCAR Diecast Cup Series, New York Sports Show 400 from Daytona. The Diecast Cup Series returns. You tune in for that Saturday night, November 21st. Anyways, folks, hope you're having a great one. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and, well, have a great one. Honestly, have a great one. Like, for real. I appreciate everything y'all do. living my dream. I just very, very thankful and very, very appreciative, honestly. So from, is it from me to you, or is it from me to you? Whatever you want to go with it. Thank y'all. Have a great one. Diecast Buffet signing off, folks.